Hello, welcome to RTV Telugu to the program of teaching English to the sheep. Now, this English lesson on human evolution in terms of science, in terms of technology, in terms of philosophy, in terms of engineering, medicine, uh, you know, the whole range of computer building and human being going up to moon. I am going to tell you how Ambedkar has changed our imagination, our understanding of human life, our understanding of earth, our understanding of society, and our understanding of God, our understanding of uh, human relations. Now, before Ambedkar came and wrote in English, we had no books that were telling us comprehensively that all human beings are equal and we should not respect caste inequality and we should not treat women as lesser beings than men, and we should teach our children positive things about the great ideas that India produced. But where did India produce great ideas? Were they produced from libraries? Were they produced in Gurukulas? Were they produced in much of our universities? Or were they produced out of the brains of people who went and studied only in foreign universities? No. In fact, our great ideas were born in the minds of the food producers, the leather technologists, the washing communities, the barbering communities, the shepherding communities. Now, this is a book written by a world famous specialist on human evolution. His name is Yuval Noah Harari. The book's name is Unstoppable Us. That is, unstoppable human beings, unstoppable. And then how humans took over the world. Now, don't forget the fact when we are saying how humans took over the world, unfortunately, Indians did not lead that journey of humans taking over the world. We were stopped by our own country's people by not allowing the food producers to go to school, not allowing them to learn English now. Those who were educated became selfish, and they said that so and so sections, the food producers, the tillers, the shepherds, the carpenters, the washing communities, the barbers should not go to schools. This stopped us. So we are now depending to more to know better things about human beings still on foreign books. Why not we write? And this man is from Israel, a small country. He is a Jew, a small community. And he wrote this book. The whole world is studying, children, adults are studying in millions and millions of copies. We could have written. If a carpenter's son, if a shepherd's son, if a leather technologist's son or daughter, or daughter of a tiller's daughter, or any woman or man could have written this kind of book, hundreds of years ago, but we were not allowed to write. They are writing and we are reading. So the question is, why we can't write? Ambedkar taught us how to write. Ambedkar taught us how to read books. Ambedkar taught us how to change this country from unequal, a country of bad values to good values. So what is this book saying? In this book, look, this is a book, it shows how human beings were exactly like animals in the forest several thousands of years back. They were exactly like animals. And slowly they learnt how to use stones to break things. Then slowly they used how to use stones to hit something and get it, a fruit from the tree. Then they slowly used how to use fire to burn something and threaten bigger animals. They slowly used how to pluck fruits from the trees by climbing systematically and save fruits for tomorrow. Now there was no notion of this human being was superior and that human being was superior. From there we evolved to a stage. Look at this picture, what the human beings were doing here. See, like monkeys, they climbed upside and plucking trees, girls, boys, everybody. Look at the villages, how they were once upon a time. There were no villages. There were only people living in the forest by making small, nest-like things. And finally, we have reached to a stage, look at here. The human beings were working with stones, breaking this thing, that thing, and making new things. And here, human beings are making computer kind of things or batteries. So this knowledge and this knowledge is interlinked. If this knowledge is not there, this knowledge won't come. If there is no pot making knowledge, there cannot be computer knowledge. If there is no tilling knowledge, there cannot be house building knowledge. If there is no bullock cart, there is no train. If there is no observing of birds, how they fly, there is no aeroplane. So who did this? These are our farmers, our villagers who did this. It is not university professors like me who studied up to age of 25 and then started teaching and so on. We did not do much. Actually, it were villagers, and our tribals and others in the forest. They started finding out new methods of life. And they started, see this horse, ancient time. They found out how horse can be domesticated, how buffalo can be domesticated, how engines can be made, how tanks can be made. So human beings have become the rulers of the world. What he is saying is how we took over the world. No animal took over the world. Now we control earth. Human beings control the entire earth. Human beings control all the seas. What fishes are there in the seas we know. What kind of other animals are there in the sea we know. And what birds are there in the sky. So today, because of the tilling and the agriculture and pot making and fishing and iron smithing, goldsmithing and so on, now we control the whole earth itself. We control the whole sea itself. We control the whole sky now. Every Indian village child should dream to fly in the aeroplane. These aeroplanes are not made for only for few people. No. Aeroplane should be meant for every human being. Every human being should experience what is traveling in the air, in the sky. As a child, I used to, whenever some aeroplane was going over the villages, we used to think that it were bigger birds. We don't know that there will be people sitting in that birds. But later on we realized that it is an aeroplane where people were sitting in that and they were traveling in the air, in the sky. And when we were living in the village, only either walking to some other village or even to school or anywhere, or going in bullock carts. We didn't know that there would be a train. So trains are at a distant place and we never knew what a train was. But once we understood that, like the bullock cart, there is a new engine that they made and put it to it, and then engine pulls the cart instead of animals. Then there are buses. I also never knew bus in my childhood. So only around 4th or 5th class, I could get into a bus to go to a small town nearby. That was a big excitement. So the village children, once they see new things, they are capable of imagining its strength. And villagers know what is water, what is a pond, what is a river. They know how to swim better. They don't swim in the swimming pools. They're swimming in the proper tanks. Now that's a great experience. So it's like swimming in the sea. So once our children begin to study their own life, their own village systems, their own environments, and the environment of their own region, the environment of their own country, and the environment of the whole world, they will come to know that world is not very big. World is like village, a smaller place. They can become scientists, they can become engineers, they can become doctors, but more than anything, they can become great writers. I write books. I write books in English. Though my mother, father, my brothers, sisters, they don't know what is education at all. But I write books in English and the whole world reads. If I can read this Israeli writer's book, my books are being read by Americans, Europeans, Israelites. Why not? So my knowledge is not great. There are hundreds and thousands of people with greater knowledge than me. So what I would appeal is, all parents must send your children to English medium, and the private schools are very costly. All government schools must be converted into English medium. You vote in the next election only to those MLAs, those MPs, and those sarpanches in the village who promise good English medium government school in your village. Without money, our children should be able to study on par with those children who study in private schools. In fact, a time should come, we should abolish private schools. There should be only government schools. Every children should study in English medium from LKG to 12th class in their village, in their town, in their wada, or even in the tribal areas. Then I think this kind of books our children write, better books our children will write in future. Thank you.